What is the purpose of the United Nations? The UN has such tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous potential, but it's not even coming close to living up to that potential. For the most part, at least for now, all they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter and then never follow that letter up. It's empty words, and empty words don't solve war.
The United Nations could, in theory, be a good idea, but conservatives wary of big government have despised the UN almost since its founding, because the only thing worse than state or federal government encroaching on a private citizen's rights would be a world government that asserts itself the global authority on liberty. National Review was founded in 1955, a decade after the UN was formed. At that time, world government was at its most fashionable, and we proclaimed in our mission statement that perhaps the most important and readily demonstrable lesson of history is that freedom goes hand in hand with a state of political decentralization, that remote government is irresponsible government. This is the reason why we also said in our founding that it would make greater sense to grant independence to each of our 50 states than to surrender U.S. sovereignty to a world organization. Throughout the past 7 decades, we've seen the UN drive itself deeper into a pit of anti-American, anti-Semitic ruin. Donald Trump just reaffirmed the UN's downfall during his speech at the General Assembly, asking what the purpose of the UN is because it seems like all members do is send strongly worded letters with empty words. Trump's absolutely correct, with one caveat. The UN might seem like an organization that simply publishes letters with empty words, but it also pours millions of dollars into international groups that run completely contrary to Western values. Most notably, the UN Relief and Works Agency, which sheltered and funded multiple Hamas terrorists who participated in the October 7th slaughter against Israel. We have stood athwart the regime of world government since our inception, and that's a crusade we will continue until the UN is at long last demolished. National Review reiterated and slightly revised our mission statement back in 2023, because lots has changed since 1955. But fortunately, our values haven't, which is why we made central again our strong belief that the United States of America is not just another country on the UN roll call, but that it is the greatest political project man has ever embarked upon, and it must be preserved. No other country is as great. And no other country, as Trump said when talking about our strike on the Iranian nuclear sites, can do what this nation has already done.